Hey, how's it going? In today's video, I'll be talking about Amado and his potential whereabouts and ambitions in Boruto 2 Blue Vortex. This video will contain major spoilers for the new manga series, so if you're an anime only watcher, I advise you click off the video now. Amado is a character who hasn't appeared since chapter 79 of Boruto Naruto Next Generations. The last time we actually see Amado, he's begging Shikamaru to not go through with his plan for executing Kawaki. This is also the last time in the series where we get to see a world before Ada casts omnipotence. It's very fitting that we haven't seen Amado post omnipotence. He is not supposed to be a character whose actions are clear. By design, we are always supposed to guess his actions, mindset, and words. But in this video, I'm going to dive into what Amado is up to, his whereabouts, and things like that. At face value, we can accept that Amado's singular goal is to revive his late daughter Akabi, who had perished because of a rare illness. His method for doing so was revealed in chapter 75 of the manga, where he stated to the other characters that he fully intended to use Kawaki's karma seal on a Delta clone in order to bring her back to life. Judging by his angry reaction to Shikamaru doubting him, it is safe to say that he is telling the truth. This singular goal has led Amado to commit atrocious acts such as sacrificing people who have worked for him, sacrificing people who have worked with him, experimenting on children, and in some cases, even killing those children. Much like Kawaki, Amado's madness comes from his desire for love. His desire to regain what he has lost has caused about 90% of the problems in this series. And fast forward to Boruto Blue Vortex Chapter 1, Akabi is nowhere to be seen. So it may be safe to say that Amado will still be plotting and scheming, which will in turn lead to more problems for the part 2 of the series. Amado is not a good man. Now don't get me wrong. No parent should ever have to bury a child. So to some degree, I understand his motivation. But at the same time, I highly doubt his daughter would accept any of his actions on her behalf. Despite being a bad person, Amado is still a parent at heart, and no shinobi or otsutsuki is going to stop him from achieving his goal. Amado knew Ishiki wouldn't keep his end of the bargain. Ishiki likely would have put Amado under infinite Tsukiyomi after planting a divine tree on Earth, or reunited Amado with his daughter through death. Amado betrayed Ishiki and recreated Ishiki's power through Kawaki. His biggest mistake, in my opinion, was not asking for Kawaki's consent. As smart as Amado is, he makes pretty sloppy mistakes. He never took steps to anticipate Kawaki's unpredictability, nor the consequences of giving an unstable individual like Kawaki so much power. Amado values Kawaki only because he is the key to reviving Akabi. Kawaki fully hates Amado. Even though Amado gave him the power he needed to achieve his own goals, Kawaki is not on board with helping him, likely due to the possibility of reviving Akabi would make her an Otsutsuki. If Amado was affected by omnipotence, then in his mind, Boruto is the kid he invested so much time and resources into, only for Boruto to kill the 7th Hokage and end up escaping the village, putting a major setback in Amado's plans. It is very likely that after chapter 79 or even chapter 80 of the Boruto manga that Amado went to Ada to track Boruto down. But Ada, since she hates Amado, you can imagine how well that worked out for him. But here's the thing, Amado is not an idiot. I'm sure he has researched Ishiki's abilities very thoroughly aside from just the wish granting ability. Amado should know about Sukuna Hikona, Daikoku Ten, Ishiki's ability to fly, and whatever else Ishiki is capable of. Amado should also be aware of the existence of the omnipotent Shinjutsu, since he was the one who gave Ada that ability in the first place. Even if he was affected by omnipotence, he would suspect something isn't right, because why would Momoshiki's vessel Kawaki be using Ishiki's abilities? It is very likely he is capable of putting 2 and 2 together and that he figured out the truth. I've said in previous videos, a key weakness of omnipotence is evidence. If you make a good case to someone that's under omnipotence, then they may start to question the false reality. But the question is, Did Amato have the opportunity to find this out? A possibility on why Amato did not make an appearance in Chapter 1 of Blue Vortex is because he's in prison, or at least some Ambu lockdown facility. I don't see a scenario where Shikamaru lets Amato walk free. Like many other characters, Shikamaru knows Amato cannot be trusted. Amato returned Kawaki's karma seal behind the backs of Naruto and the other Leaf Village officials. Amato also withheld information about Shibai and his own goals. In Shikamaru's eyes, without Amado, the 7th Hokage would still be alive because there would be no scenario where Kawaki, or rather Boruto, could have had the power to oppose him. Shikamaru probably also locked up Amado because he knows Amado would just try to escape and go after Boruto, leading to even more problems, especially if he decided to team up with Boruto. At best, Amado is an anti-hero, and at worst, he's a straight-up antagonist. He'll say or do anything to get what he wants, whether that involves helping the morally good characters, such as the Leaf Village officials, or the morally evil characters, such as the people in Kara. He is not an antagonist in the traditional sense either. He can't summon meteors from the sky, he can't use ocular jutsu, and he's not an Otsutsuki. What makes him so dangerous is his intellect. He is the most unique antagonist this franchise has ever produced. And what makes him so fascinating to me personally is that he isn't clear and is constantly, making the audience and the characters in the actual story guess on what he's up to. Since Boruto is viewed as an antagonist of his own story, he is going to need as many allies as possible. And I think Amado is a great candidate for being one of these allies. I even have a couple of scenarios where Amado can end up helping Boruto, both intentional and unintentional. So in scenario 1, Amado tracks Boruto down and uses Kawaki's shutdown command. Boruto, being completely unaffected by this shutdown command, would give major red flags to Amado that something isn't right. And this could also be presented to Shikamaru and the others, because they would start to think that Boruto isn't really who they think, they think he is. And then in scenario 2, Amado helps Boruto stay alive. If Amado truly is affected by omnipotence, he is not going to let Boruto die at any cost. Boruto can definitely, withhold the truth from Amado, which is also fitting and a little cathartic, and Boruto can actually use Amado to his advantage.